go ahead and start off by looking at today's agenda. We have for Farm to School Month, a couple special things happening. We have some video greetings that have been prepared for you that will also be shared after this meeting. Share them far and wide. And then we have a proclamation to be shared. We have some updates on our Farm to School Challenge that are exciting. We'll tell you just a little bit about our new Taste Test mini grants, and we'll have an opportunity for everyone to share their own updates with our Jamboards activity. And before we convene today, definitely want to give a heads up about something important happening this fall, which will be the new national Farm to School census. And yeah, we have a special guest today joining us. First Lady Britainy Beshear is here on behalf of the governor's office to share our Farm to School Month proclamation, which we're really grateful for the governor giving that his seal of approval. And I'm sure First Lady Beshear will have some things to share with us about that. And I think we're going to start with our video if we're ready to do that. Dakota.
Okay, let's see. I hope everybody can hear this. Can you see it on the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Team Kentucky. I'm happy to commemorate October as Farm to School Month in Kentucky. This event is used to raise awareness about farm to school practices and to show support and appreciation for our local food and farming heroes. The Kentucky Farm to School Network is a coalition of agencies, organizations, and individuals that are passionate about farm to school initiatives within the state of Kentucky. Like many Kentuckians, I grew up on a farm. Did you know that there are over 74,000 farm operations in Kentucky? I want to say thank you to each of our farmers. You keep Kentuckians fed and healthy with good tasting, nutritious food. Farm to School efforts support healthy students, healthy farms, and healthy communities. Because of this program, students and their families can make informed food choices. They also learn about where their food comes from. Farmers win as their local schools purchase locally grown food. Communities win as their local economy and Kentucky's economy is strengthened. Farm to School is expanding in Kentucky, and that's good for Kentucky students, farms, and communities. This summer, the USDA awarded 3 Farm to School grants in Kentucky, an investment of over $619,000 for farm to school projects in Kentucky over the next 2 years. And the Kentucky Department of Agriculture was awarded over $3 million for schools to purchase local farm produce, meat, eggs, and dairy to serve for school lunches. 84 school districts across Kentucky are participating. The impact that farming has on our schools cannot be overstated, and I am proud to celebrate October 2023 as Farm to School Month. Thank you.
I love that we can tell our students exactly where the food on their trays is coming from, and even being able to trace their fruits and vegetables right to the gardens where they're being grown. In Montgomery County, we've even taken measure to ensure that they're getting beef that's sourced from right here in Montgomery County. For instance, our Sloppy Joe that was on the menus just today. I also love that purchasing locally helps keep the money right here in our communities.
We are Food Corps AmeriCorps service members in Perry County, Kentucky. Food Corps is a national organization partnered with schools and communities to nourish kids' health, education, and sense of belonging. This is our first year in Kentucky.
Happy Farm to School Month.
So special thanks to Dakota with Kentucky Horticulture Council for putting that video compilation together, and everybody who sent in those messages. We appreciate that. And we'll put that video up so where you all can share it. It's definitely want those greetings to be shared far and wide. All right, so continuing about celebrating Farm to School Month, I want to invite First Lady Britainy Beshear to share a few words from the governor's office.
Hi, everybody. I'm delighted to be here with you all today. And, you know, whether you are the grower and the producer of these crops or the recipient in a setting where children are getting to eat these healthy, nutritious meals, a big thank you from both me and Andy, because we know that children cannot learn on empty stomachs, and the more nutritious the food, the more their bodies are ready to learn. And so we are just so thankful, not only for the educators and the parents and the people in this Farm Alliance who have made this happen, but you know, to those kids that get to eat this food, we are just so happy for you, and for the economy of Kentucky to get to use these fresh produce to better the lives of those who live in Kentucky. Just a big thank you and a heartfelt hug to everybody. So with that said, I have a proclamation from Andy, and I'm going to show it to you, and then I will read it and make sure that it gets to the right place. So here's the proclamation, and I'm going to read it. It says, "To all to whom these presents shall come, whereas Farm to School enriches the connection between Kentucky students, the food that feeds them, and the farmers that grow it by encouraging local food purchasing and food and agriculture education practices at schools, and whereas Farm to School programs connect Kentucky children and youth to food, agriculture, and nutrition-based education and experiences with the goal of improving academic achievement and health outcomes, and whereas Kentucky farmers are trusted providers of a wide variety of agricultural products with over 75,000 farm operations selling nearly $7 billion in agricultural products in 2021, and whereas in the 2018-2019 school year, nearly 70% of Kentucky school fund authorities purchased and served local food on their menus, whereas Farm to School empowers children and their families to make informed food choices and strengthens the local economy, which contributes to vibrant communities, and whereas Farm to School efforts support healthy students, healthy farms, and healthy communities. During October, we show support and appreciation for our local food and farming heroes and celebrate Farm to School Month. Now, therefore, I, Andy Beshear, Governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, do hereby proclaim October 2023 as Farm to School Month." So, like I said, we'll make sure this gets to the correct place. And again, thank you for inviting us to join you all and continue in this great work that you're doing. It is meaningful, and it is growing our future right here in Kentucky with Kentucky grown food. So thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Thank you. Everybody at the governor's office has been super great about like, it's been a long string of messages to get the proclamation done and then to get somebody to actually present it. So really, really appreciate everybody in the governor's office working together to make that happen. Let's see if I can go back to our agenda here. I want to share with you about an update on the Farm to School Challenge. So our biggest activity that's going on during Farm to School Month is the Farm to School Challenge. We have 100 groups registered this year. That's a combination of whole public schools, whole private schools, some single classrooms in public schools and private schools, and homeschool cooperatives, and a few homeschool individual families too. So all kinds of different participants. And Dakota has put together this great map that is showing where everybody is spread across the state. And you can see we have a very strong corridor along I-75, like northern Kentucky. I think that's partly because Monica from the Northern Kentucky Health Department has really been encouraging the schools in her Flora County district to sign up for the challenge. But great spread across the rest of the state too. So the challenges, those 3 required activities in taste, learn, and grow. And then all those activities get completed in October. And then in November, we are going to award some prizes for those. So, oh yeah, look, Dakota's put the map in the chat too. That way you can like use the controls and filters. It's a little bit interactive that you can see just see the public schools if you want to, or see where see the names of the participating groups. So thanks again to Dakota for doing that. It's really great to have that and see where all that activity is. Yeah, so Farm to School Challenge is underway, and the next time that we get together will be in December. We'll have lots of results from the challenge to share then. A super brief update on Taste Test mini grants. We had last year some funding from the Foundation for Healthy Kentucky that was targeted specifically at Eastern Kentucky schools that were affected by the flooding in the summer of 2022. That a lot of those schools had delayed starts to their school year, and it wasn't really possible for them to participate in the application date for the original round of Taste Test mini grants. And we didn't get enough applications to give all of those out last year. So this year we were offering that again. We had 6 $1,000 grants left to give. We opened it to applications from everywhere because we didn't know if we would get enough applications from Eastern Kentucky, but we did get 5 projects funded in Eastern Kentucky, and 1 project that is going to Hopkins County, to the northern Hopkins County, Madisonville High School, put a really great application in with their ag teacher there. So lots to see about those projects. I see we have Cyan on the call. Would you want to say anything about the plans that you have, Cyan, there with your school?
Hey, can you guys hear me pretty well? Yeah, so elementary, which is in Hadley, Kentucky. Yeah, local food and everything growing right now. And
Cyan, your audio is broken up. It's hard to hear you. But maybe you could send a message in the chat and we'll make sure that we let everybody know. I will tell you that Cyan started a Facebook page where she's sharing things going on at the school she's serving in Perry County, and they've already this school year grown stuff in their garden and had a tasting. So they're off to a roaring start there. So that is taste test mini grants. And then I want to do a partner updates, but before we jump to the Jamboards, Kate, you could go ahead and put that link in the chat if you would. I want to give Tina a chance to talk about the grant opportunity that's open right now with KDA's Farm to School grant. If you can, Tina, go ahead and share with us about that.
Absolutely. Well, hello, everybody, and happy Farm to School Month. And we have had a lot of excitement going across the state with Farm to School Month. A lot of food service directors have been sending some really neat pictures and videos of kids and the crunching, and then just all the fun activities that they have put together for Farm to School Month. But concerning our grant, we're super excited about that. That is our FFA food service project, food service directors project, and we have gotten the grant out there, and it's being circulated through both the agriculture teachers and the food service directors, and then some others through Department of Education, and then some other people that are making sure the word gets out. Thank you to everyone doing that. And then it's also on our website, on the Farm to School, KDA Farm to School website. But this grant will be a partnership. The grant will be written together by the food service director and the ag teacher, as well as a community partner. So it's going to cover the 3 C's, community, classroom, and cafeteria, and it will be a collaborative effort between all 3. The grant is due back to us by November 30th, and then we will gather our review team, and we will score those, and then hopefully be able to award that before the end of December is what we would like to be able to do. That's kind of our timeline that we have. So we've been getting a lot of questions around the grant, and should you all have any, please direct them our way, and so we can help and hopefully get as many applications as we can.
Yeah, and that did go out in our October newsletter.
Yes, yes,
Yep.
it did. Yes, thank you very much. And basically, though, for those of you that maybe haven't heard about the FFA and the food service project, so we will award 6 sub-grants. And again, it's going to be a collaborative effort. We are wanting that connection to be made between the ag teacher, kind of slash FFA chapter within that school, and the food service director. So those students can start growing those fresh local products for the cafeteria. The grantees, as far as your FFA chapters, will receive right around $23,000, and that will go toward any type of agricultural growing system, whether they already have a greenhouse or they want to update some of their hydroponic systems, or if they have a plastic culture or would like to get into plastic culture, that money will go to help them do that. And then the food service directors will get around, I think, $26,000 to $27,000, and that is that has been kind of tagged for both a walk-in cooler and freezer for fresh local products. So
Well, thanks for that update, Tina. Yeah, definitely want to see some people get some good project applications in there. Really exciting possibilities between FFAs and their school cafeterias. So, want to invite everybody to go now and join the Jamboard. Kate put the link in the chat, and want to invite everybody to share what's going on in Farm to School in your part of the world, what's happening with you. There's navigating between screens here. I'm gonna make sure I get the you want to start. You can scroll between the pages at the top. So there's a page for school gardens, there's a page for cafeterias, there's a page for classrooms and education, and then the last page is other good stuff going on. And you can grab a sticky note from the toolbar on the left and add it to any page and fill these pages up with all the good activities going on. We have news about adopt a cow. That's so fun. 1,000 classrooms adopted a cow this year. Got school gardens growing fall vegetables, lettuce, radishes, beets, collard greens, mustard greens, and turnips. Someone posted farm to school census is out. We're going to talk about that some before we're done today. We've got several districts doing a farm to school day where they're only serving local products for lunch. I know one of our taste test grantees is doing a special day with their farmers market that they're going to do baked sweet potatoes and dig sweet potatoes and Irish potatoes and grind cornmeal, I think, is something else they were going to do. Someone's doing mushroom growing, kids. Celeste, is there anything you'd want to share about what's happening with um, Farm to Head Start programs?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we actually have had kind of a crazy couple of months since we got our grant between conferences, the beginning of our new program year, all these different things that little projects we have going on. We've got some construction projects, those kinds of things. So we actually haven't started our project yet. We are hoping to do that very soon. Our associate director of Head Start, who leads our health and nutrition team, will be back from her third conference in 2 months at the end of the week. So we are hoping when she gets back, we will kind of get the ball rolling, and hopefully next time we will have something to report.
Great. We will look forward to hearing about it. Okay, one thing that I didn't put in our agenda today, because maybe I just don't really want to think about it, is the fact that Kate McDonald Gooden, who is one of the founding advocates for the Farm to School Network and helped get this all going, is leaving Feeding Kentucky, and this will be her last meeting with us. So definitely want to say thank you to Kate for all that you've done to help get us started. Kate has a lot of times been the woman behind the scenes. She got our website up and started our newsletter and set it all up and got our newsletter going, and has edited documents and just been an incredible supporter and has been my person to run ideas by all the time. So anything you want to say, Kate?
Thank you, Lori. I so appreciate those kind words. It's been such an honor to be a part of the Farm to School Network and its growth. I really believe in I believe in the efforts of Farm to School, and I really am so excited that Kentucky has you and all these other people to help support and guide this work. I'm excited to continue to watch it grow. There's so much potential, and I think I'm just have been so happy to be a small part of growing this body of work. So thanks to all of you for your partnership. It's been wonderful. I'm going to miss collaborating with all of you, but don't be a stranger. I'll be staying kind of in the child nutrition world, not as related to Farm to School, but maybe we'll see. But thanks so much, Lori. I appreciate that.
So Feeding Kentucky is looking to hire someone to take over some of Kate's work. So hopefully we'll have Kate to someone to introduce to you from
Feeding Kentucky is very committed to this work. So a new person will be here shortly.
One more thing I would mention about Kate's role with the network is that she's been just great about connecting us with her contacts and network that she has from Feeding Kentucky and helping us get started on all kinds of things by getting us connected with people. So appreciate that. One thing I wanted to say, thinking back to the Farm to School Challenge for just a minute, I have had a load of messages in the last couple of days asking if it's too late to join the challenge. And I just wanted to say that if you still have schools or groups that you think might want to sign up for the challenge, just as long as they're doing their 3 activities in the month of October, and they fill out their registration form, and then the completion form is due by November 9th or 10th. Yeah, anytime it's not too late to join. So, because still encourage people to get in there. We may not get them on Dakota's map, but they can definitely participate. And we want them to participate. So, I'll go back to this. just want to give a heads up about the farm to school census. At the point that I made this slide, I said it was coming up, but somebody said it's open now. Is that you, Heather? Do you have more updated information on this?
That was me, Laurie.
It was you, Tina. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they sent it out to all the food service directors, I think Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's out, and they have a lot of good resources. USDA has a lot of good resources out there that they have shared, and it's just very, very, very important that we communicate to our food service directors and their staff that to take a look at it, because you are probably, in some capacity working in farm to school, whether you think you are or not. And don't just assume that you're not when there's activities out there that you or someone else in your school is already doing. So it's good to reach out to different departments in your school, and again, I'm sure any of us would be more than willing to help the food service directors reach out to their school staff.
Yeah. So the point of contact for the farm to school census is the school food authority, or the food service director generally. But it asks a lot of questions that are not things that the food service director is necessarily going to know about. So
Right.
it asks for other information, like about lessons and activities, field trips, school gardens, and people who are doing those activities aren't getting this sent directly to them. So it's helpful if we can let them know to reach out to their food service directors to make sure those activities get accounted for also. Yeah, and I would really like to see good participation from Kentucky this year in the farm to school census. This information, the data that's collected from it, is so useful in so many ways, and it only comes up every 4 years. 4 years or 5 years? It's 4 or 5 years. I think 4, but
it's long enough that if the data isn't accurate, we have to wait a long time to try to get new data. So
Right.
yeah. So
And also, oops, I'm sorry, Lori. Also, normally there's kind of a big competition with the Southeast region, and they will kind of list us state agencies in order of completion with food service directors. And I think last year we were recognized, not last year, but we were recognized, let me look at that, in May of 2018. I think we got in the top 5. I do believe that Kentucky was in the top 5 of completion of the survey, but I think we ended up like at 89% or something like that. But it's a lot of fun to compete with other states, especially I think we ran a really close race last year with Tennessee.
yeah, and Heather's put in the chat there about some support from on the KDE side. So we got both of our state agencies supporting getting good data collection from Kentucky. So some open office hours there for assistance with completing that. That's great. Great to hear that. Is that can I share that on our network social media, Heather? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I can send you in an email
Okay,
the link to those office hours too. It's just through Teams.
great. That'd be great. Thank you. And that was everything that was on our agenda today. We somehow managed to get through a whole agenda. That seems like we never do that on these calls. Oh, and Dakota's put in the chat there, he's got our farm to school greetings video loaded to YouTube. It's on our Farm to School Network YouTube channel. So that's there to be shared around. Anybody have anything else before we dismiss for today?
Hey, Lori,
Yeah.
it's David Neville. If I might just give a heads up for those interested in Fayette County schools particularly, and there were me and some other folks visited with them, and Dr. Barbara, who's the assistant superintendent, had put together, or they were working on a sustainability action plan. It had 6 points, and one of those points was directly farm to school, and there were some others that some of us might interact with. So he and I messaged back and forth today. They're finalizing that, and once they get that finalized, we will. He'll share it with me, and I can share it with whomever would be interested. Some of the things are direct, like farm to school, the cafeteria, purchasing from local farmers, but there's also some stuff around school gardens and taste testing and field trips and all the stuff we mentioned a little earlier in the call. So if anybody's interested, they can contact me directly, certainly, but I'll make sure to get that sustainability action plan in the hands of whoever wants to see it when I get it.
All right, thanks for that, David. Okay, then with thanks to Kate again, and much appreciation for your work over the last 2 years during pandemic and everything. We'll adjourn this meeting for today.